welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to be talking about one very expensive concealer. But before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can know whenever I post a new video. So today we are going to be talking about the Clé De Peau Concealer. Now, this has been something that has been on my radar for quite some time. I'm talking about years. I remember hearing about it a few years ago, being very intrigued, seeing it at the counter, but never, honestly being too scared to touch it because I knew how expensive it was. So I have my receipt here from Bobbi. This is how much it cost. $95 Canadian plus tax. And we live in Quebec, so we have the TPS and TVQ, whatever. So it came to a grand total of $109.23. Let's hop on the Clé De Peau website to see what are some of the claims for this little concealer. So it says that it's a concealer that delivers a long-lasting full coverage while correcting the appearance of dark circles, spots, imperfections, and uneven skin tone without a heavy finish. It's for anyone who wants to conceal imperfections, brighten and smooth skin for a beautiful, even toned complexion. Well, not everyone, only, the pale faces. And it says it leaves skin looking smooth, refined, with a seamless finish while protecting against UV rays. This does have an SPF in it. On the box here, you actually see something called the drug facts or medical information. I was really surprised at first when I was picking it up. I was looking at it, I was like, what? Why is there medicine in here? So it's the titanium dioxide in here that's considered a medical ingredient. If I'm not mistaken, titanium dioxide is that ingredient in sunscreen that gives you that white cast. I know for some women of color, when they wear sunscreen, they end up looking kind of gray because of this white cast. I believe it is titanium dioxide, so maybe that's why they don't have a very inclusive skincare line. But I mean, they should just figure a way to have sun protection and be more inclusive. I do like that this has sun protection for the eye area, because the eye area is so sensitive and prone to age spots and wrinkling and dryness. Extra protection around such a sensitive area is perfect. So on the Clé De Peau website, it tells you to apply the concealer after your skincare and then follow through with the rest of your makeup. I did this, and then I also did it the regular way of applying my foundation and then concealer over top. I honestly didn't find much of a difference in the result. I think it's just a personal preference. So in theory, you are able to use these concealers not only for under eye brightening, but also for spot correcting. Again, if you fall in the 6 shades of concealer. So you could use this to cover up uneven skin tone or blemishes. If you wanted to do a natural makeup look, you could use just this. But I opted for a brightening under eye concealer. So when they were doing the color matching in store, Sales Associate used their special concealer brush. So when I got home, I checked the mirror right away because I wanted to see is this creasing, what's going on? And I don't know what it was, but when I got home, it had been a few hours. It'd probably been maybe 5 hours since I tested out in store. And there was a lot of creasing, when she applied it with the brush. There was just this one crease that was just very creasy. I don't know what it was. So I just tapped it out with my finger. So I was honestly kind of annoyed at first, because I was this is really expensive and it's creasing already, what? But then for every other application that I did myself at home, I used a beauty blender, because a beauty blender is what I use for almost all of my complexion products. So for me, the standard of testing a product is with a beauty blender, because this is my go-to product. I personally found that using the beauty blender was the most effective way to really push the product into the skin and have it be seamless, smooth, and creaseless. I did try using my own concealer brush here. This is just a flat brush from MAC. It's a concealer brush. You can get them anywhere. I also tried with my fingers a few times. That definitely made it more natural. And with the brush, it was honestly a little bit streaky. I honestly found the best results was when I was using a beauty blender. I'm quite certain that the Clé De Peau concealer came out way before beauty blenders or beauty sponges became mainstream, because in my experience, the sponge works so much better for this concealer than the concealer brush itself. So what I normally do when I'm using my NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer, in order to get it to be smooth, I end up going over top with a translucent powder just to set the area. But that in itself makes the eye area look so cakey. It really just it looks very thick and cakey, and it honestly usually emphasizes my wrinkles more than anything else. So I've been kind of excited to try something new that would hopefully just be very smooth and seamless and not so cakey and wrinkly. I have to say that I actually really like this product. I know, it's so expensive. It's like, it's stupid how expensive it is, but it's actually really good. I was worried at first because it was a stick. I was worried it'd be drying or it'd be tugging, but it's actually like, it's very creamy and smooth. And it's also very pigmented because you don't necessarily need to like cover the whole area up. Like a little bit of product goes a long way. And I find that it's quite opaque. You don't necessarily need to really cover the whole area to get the coverage that you want. And it is quite creaseless. I wouldn't say it's 110% creaseless because I think in order to have 100% creaseless area, you have to be like a 9-month-old baby with no wrinkles. And let's face it, if you are watching this channel and you want makeup tips, you are not that baby. For the longest time, the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer has been like my go-to holy grail concealer. But with this, I find that I get a lot of coverage, a lot of light, and it's not heavy or cakey, and it doesn't crease. Like it does crease, like I can't say that like after like 9 hours that it's completely creaseless. Like my face is human, so you know, it moves around and does things, so it will crease a little bit. But it doesn't crease as much as my other concealers that I've tried. I find that sometimes when you have a concealer and you want to like smudge out that little crease, like sometimes I'll take a concealer brush, or sometimes I'll just take my fingers and just kind of tap it out and blend it out. I find that sometimes that shifts the concealer, it kind of like moves it around. With this, it doesn't do that. Like you literally just have to like push in, like I look up and I just like push into the lines and that's it, it's gone. I may do that like once a day, like after like 5 or 6 hours. Like it's really good. Shockingly good product. I mean, I understand like why it's such a cult favorite. It's like a cult beauty product. Now that I've tried it and I've worn it for a few weeks, I get it. Like I understand why this is a cult favorite, because it's good. That being said, it's a ridiculous amount of money to spend on one makeup product when you have like other makeup to wear. Honestly, when you're trying a ridiculously expensive product, I'm not sure what's worse. When it's amazing and you want to buy it again, or when it's crap and then you return it. Because if it's crap and you return it, you get your money back. But then if it's amazing, then you can like see yourself buying it again in the future. Like I think this is like the definition of first world problems. If you are someone who has been on the fence about this, if you have contemplated trying it out, if you have thought about it, if you're like me and you've kind of kept your eye on this cult beauty product, I definitely do think it is worth the try. Do keep your receipt. I mean, try it out, test it out for a week or two, and if for you it's not worth it, if for you it's not like revolutionary, then you know, you do you, boo. I could definitely see how this would be appealing to mature women or women who have mature skin, because a lot of the liquid concealers that I have crease quite a bit, and oftentimes when you have a concealer in a stick format, it's super drying. Somehow this isn't a stick, but it's not drying either. I don't know, it's magic, I guess. So there you guys go. That's my review for the Clé De Peau concealer stick. I wish I could tell you that it wasn't good and that you shouldn't spend your money on it, but honestly, it's good. What can I say? So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys found it informative. I apologize in advance if I influenced your shopping habits. I'm a bad friend. So I like the idea of testing out these like cult beauty products, because there's always these like random makeup products, whether it's like a nail polish, a lipstick, a concealer that has a cult status, either for its longevity, just something that has been on the market for forever, like the Pond's cold cream I did a review on. I feel like that's like, almost like a cult beauty product. I feel like the Clé De Peau concealer is a cult beauty product because of its quality and also its price. It has a reputation. I like the idea of testing out cult beauty products like this. So let me know down in the comments what other cult beauty products I should try out next. If there's a certain makeup item that you have been dreaming about or have been reading about for years now, let us know down in the comments, and maybe I can turn this into like a little series and test out these like crazy makeup products. Okay, so thank you guys so much for stopping by for this ridiculously expensive concealer video. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. I hope you guys were able to relax and unwind. Thank you so much for stopping by. It really does mean the world to me that you watch my videos. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can know whenever I post a new video. So I think this is all I have for you guys for today. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.